Thank you so much, Cece, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining this meeting. I'm actually here with Jay Thomas, who is a fellow colleague in our NE8 office. So our larger office within the Office of Nuclear Energy is the Office of Spent Fuel and High-Level Waste Disposition. And Jay is actually a team lead over in NE81, which is our office uh, in Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition, the Office of Storage and Transportation. And my name is Tran Lee, and I'm actually over in our other office, NE83, the Office of Consent-Based Siting. And the reason why the two of us are here is that we're actually here on behalf of our respective office directors. And also because this topic area 7 is actually a joint topic between our two offices. And so we're really glad and excited to have you all here. And thank you so much for your interest in this topic area. Jay, did you wanted to take a moment to also introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, my name is Jay Thomas. I'm a really new addition to DOE. I've here only been a week and a half, but I'm happy to represent the Office of Storage and Transportation, which you may have known was formerly the Office of Integrated Waste Management. Just a few things to add. Our program, the NE82 Office of Storage and Transportation, our program is focusing on the engineering and operational requirements to implement a federal consolidated interim storage facility, including an associated transportation capability for spent nuclear fuel. As far as topic area 7, we recognize that many members of the public are concerned about the safety of radioactive materials in storage and transportation, have perceptions about indefinite storage of spent nuclear fuel at the sites where it was generated being safer than transporting the material, misperceptions about the risk of transporting spent nuclear fuel in the U.S. and elsewhere, or may believe that transport of spent nuclear fuel has never occurred in the U.S. before now, which obviously is incorrect. So what we're interested in with this scope of work is understanding perceptions and misperceptions the public may have, and what information, messages, or demonstrations of safety equipment may be most effective at responding and addressing those concerns. Thank you for your time.
Oh, sorry, Cece. I was just going to say, in extension to what Jay just mentioned, over in the Office of Consent-Based Siting, we are working concurrently with, looks like we have another person joining us. We are working concurrently to, I don't know how to phrase this, like the beginning process, the beginning stages of like public engagement, to really get out there and to address any sort of like public perceptions about spent fuel waste management, and really trying to increase the number of voices that we have as we work to develop this into a community-based effort. So thank you so much. Back to you, Cece.
Okay, here it is. Thanks for your efforts in this important concern. I understand that DOE faced a long story problem in convincing public for Yucca Mountain, and more important, that for deep borehole disposal, and finally suspended DBD in May 2017. We at University of Southern California are working hard on innovative solutions for SNF disposal. Should we contact with national labs first to apply for this funding?
Sorry, Cece, is this more of a question about the application process, or is this more about a question about potential collaborations with national labs?
That is a great follow-up. I think they're going to type in the clarification right now.
Cool. Okay.
Both, please.
so Tran, maybe I can give an update on how to actually apply and what those requirements are, and then you can take over with maybe some of the more national labs discussion in your respective areas. So for all of these research and development areas, they must be university led, but national labs do not have to be a collaborator. If you choose to include a national lab or an industry partner, they can work on the project up to 20% of the overall federal project cost, meaning that there is a restriction for national labs and industry in composite. So if you have multiple labs, it's 20% not going to university partners, regardless of how many partners there are. So just keep that in mind as you go forward with building your team. And that is not a requirement, but at times it does help provide context for what's currently going on in the lab system and what's currently going on in the programs. So Tran and Jay, I'll turn some time over to you to talk about, if folks don't have those national lab contacts, how to do that, and any additional context around yucca and deep borehole disposal, since that was maybe a statement more than a question, but it sounds like it may have been may have a question in it. So
Thank you so much, Drew. Yes, as Drew mentioned, national labs are not a required partner in any application put forward for the NEAP program. If there are concerns about potential duplications of efforts in terms of some of the ongoing projects that we have with the national labs, we certainly would be glad to provide more information on that if there are specific topics that that you are interested in learning about. But again, so sorry, the question is a little vague, so I'm not really sure where else to to provide a pointed response to.
Yes, thank you. Do you recommend this area, or DOE still would like to suspend DVD because of public acceptance issues?
So this is a little bit of a tricky question, just because of the activities that we have definitely depend on congressional appropriations and also congressional direction, and has to be in line with the Nuclear Waste Policy Act. And so do I recommend this area, or I certainly could speak more about this topic area 7, which is directly in line with our mission in the Office of Spent Fuel and High Level Waste Disposition, which is that we are working toward constructing one or more federal consolidated interim storage facilities using a consent-based siting process. So I'd be glad to talk more about that. As for the second part of the question, whether DOE would still like to suspend DBD because of public acceptance issues, I don't think I'm at liberty to comment on that with regard to the current conversation here. So I'm so sorry if that is not a complete answer to your question, but please feel free to add any additional clarification questions, and Jay and I will be very glad to attempt to answer. Thank you.
Okay. Would a proposal focused on risk analysis and risk communication be of interest to topic area 7?
I certainly think so. I think that a proposal on risk analysis and risk communication is really in line with the subtopic here that we have in topic area 7 related to public perceptions about spent nuclear fuel, transportation, storage, and disposal. So my short answer is yes, we would definitely welcome a proposal on that topic. Thank you.
all right, I think that's probably all the questions we're going to get. I do want to mention a few additional items here. The space surrounding our DOE Office of Spent Nuclear Fuel office has really expanded over the last couple of years. And so I do just want to mention that not only did we have our disposal conversation yesterday, had this conversation today, but tomorrow we'll also be covering a new opportunity that's going to open up in this space. That's an integrated research project, as well as a third topic area that really sits in the storage and transportation area. So just a reminder for that, it's a little bit different than how it's run the last couple of years, where they've all been combined. So I just wanted to make folks aware, if you have interest in those areas or interest in proposing a larger consortia-style IRP, that those are going to be discussed in more detail tomorrow. And I'd encourage you to attend those if you're interested. So with that, Tran, Jay, thank you for taking the time. Really appreciate you being open to answer questions. We will, from here on out, be taking questions through nup@inl.gov. If you're looking for additional guidance, some clarification on what's ongoing in the National Lab System or through the direct programs, or other items, please feel free to reach out and we'll put you in contact with the correct individuals. So with that, thank you all. We'll call this session a wrap.